I'm going to get my excuses out of the way first. So I submitted the slides a couple weeks ago, so the number is actually closer to 400,000. But also, I'm sick, and I just flew in, so anything wrong I say isn't on me. But until then, I want to start off with the question and make this a little bit more engaging. In my opinion, Tech Talk's a little boring. That kind of defeats the entire purpose of this. But I want you to remember one thing, and just one thing only from this entire talk. But we'll get to that later. So you don't have to pay attention just yet. But before we start, does anyone believe in superpowers? You guys can talk. Just raise. Okay. Yes. What are some superpowers you kind of believe in? Yell them out. That's fine. All right. No one wants to talk. That's fine. Thank you. Okay. So my entire speech today is not going to be about building in public completely, but that superpowers exist. And the power I'm going to be talking about the most is communication. So if you can communicate to someone and you can convince them of an idea, or even just explain how you talk and how you think, you win. Like, you win everything. You can do anything if you can convince someone why you should, believe what you believe, why you think what you should, what you think the way you do, right? And so, the way I think about it is that building in public is the easiest way to show that your superpower of communication is real. And what is building in public, and why is it so important for founders, for builders, for anyone that wants to make some sort of impact? The reality is you can have the best idea, but if no one knows about it, nothing's going to happen. And so building in public is super important, how I grew so fast, right? And the easiest way of calling it what it is it's being transparent about your entire build process. You don't need to have the perfect product and throw it on Twitter or TikTok or whatever, and expect that the entire world's going to be like, oh, this is not a 100% product, whatever. Like, I'm going to drop you guys. I'm never going to think about you again. But people value the brand itself. They value you as a builder, and they value you as a founder. They want to know your journey, and they want to understand exactly why you are doing what you're doing. Why are you solving the problem you're solving? And so I want to go over a couple key topics and key points that I think are very valuable. And I also want to kind of talk about my journey, because why are you listening to a random guy from Los Angeles? We built the app in December. We launched it in January, and within, it's been exactly almost 5 months. We've grown up to like 400,000 users, and we have like 150,000 monthly active users. And that's an incredibly sticky product. Like most businesses, most products, they only have like 3, 4, 5% max. What is the secret to doing that? And the reality is that we just keep building. We keep engaging. We use every social media possible. I hate TikTok, but it's one of the best tools to go viral. I hate Twitter. You probably see my tweets if you follow me. But it's so useful, because I wouldn't be here today where I'm speaking, standing in front of you guys, if I didn't follow like 600 of you, unfollow 300 of you, and then connect with the right people, and then connect with the right people, telling me my mission, telling me what I'm building, helping get Boycat out there, and expanding that reach. Like, that was so essential to me being here right now and being where we are. Because all it takes is you keep documenting your entire process, and one viral tweet. I was talking to someone outside. One viral tweet, they go to your profile, they see the entire diary of everything you've built. And that's incredible. Like, they'll follow you, they want to see your journey, they want to see the problems you face, because no one's perfect. Google isn't perfect. Amazon isn't perfect. All these big companies, Twitch, whatever, Snapchat, Discord, anything, they all had like failures. But the reality is that people keep using them because they're good products now. But when they started, they were just founders who were building this cool little project on the side, and they kept, talking about it. So Boycat, it grew over. You can see the numbers. I don't want to read off the script, but I also haven't prepped anything for this talk. So I'm winging this entire thing. But we've grown from zero. We just started posting. We started engaging with people. We solved the problem that people were facing, which is, how do I make an ethical decision when I'm buying something? How do I make sure I boycott the right things? How can I get a sense of community when I do this? And the reality is like, we just solved problems, and we were able to do that. So make it so easy that people didn't have to think about what they were doing. They could just use a fun product with 2 cats, named after my cats itself. I love cats. Anyways, fast forward all the way to like April. We've grown. We have millions and millions of impressions. We have celebrities. We have people shouting us out all over social media just because we solved the problem, and we were brave enough. I bought the blue tick on Instagram. I've DM'd like 600 celebrities, and I've gotten like 5 responses. But those 5 responses, they helped launch our product. We gained like 10,000 downloads in a single hour because one celebrity retweeted our post. it's like, just take the chance. There's nothing you can lose, right? And so, next slide. So now this is where you should pay attention a little bit. There's 3 things that I think that you should really always focus on when you're building in public. One is learn to communicate. The stereotypes of software engineers not learning how to communicate is very true. So you guys need to break out of your shell, become a little more extroverted, and understand your users. And the only way to do that is really to build in public, just have experience, keep building. And the reality is that you can talk to your users, talk to your haters. I have death threats in my DMs because of what I built. But the reality is they give me some really good feedback. They're like, oh, it's a shame that you don't have anything to promote some pro-Palestinian business in my local area. We built Zoomies, which is like a Yelp. And so now we promote pro-Palestinian businesses. And so like, I got the idea from someone that was like, a huge hater of our product. And the reality is you build a community. And so now whenever I tweet, anything will go viral, thankfully, just because of the audience I built. The second is more within yourself. So be disciplined. Like as Muslims, we're already disciplined to pray 5 times a day. So you have the discipline to post on social media once a day. So just, take that like how you will, but just make sure you are consistent with your posting. Be disciplined and then be very genuine. People see through all the fake stuff. I'm not trying to sell a course, but, be very genuine with how you talk. Be very genuine with how you engage with people. If you don't like someone, don't pretend you like them. Like, that's just reality. And the last thing is, I think, make sure you build in public with purpose. And this is a hard one because everyone has a different purpose. Some people's purpose in life is just to be an accountant. And there's nothing wrong with that. But then the other people, they want to change the world. And I think everyone here in this room wants to change the world, and that's why you're here, to some extent, right? I don't know how much time I have. I was given 10 minutes, but I feel like I'm going to go over because everyone else is going over. But the reality is, last thing is connections, too. I've made so many lifelong friends, and like they're now brothers and sisters, and like they're family, right? And because of that, like, I lost my luggage last night. I was able to connect with someone I met, through social media, and she, showed me around. I was able to buy clothes and everything. And I would just, me alone in London as an American with my phone out would have been robbed. It's like things like that. You make these connections, but make sure you build in public with purpose. So my last points here. Next slide, please. The reality is that you have to do it now. Like the window of time is shrinking to become successful. The saturation. You probably see like 1 million courses online about like, oh, buy my course and I'll help you gain like 10,000 followers or 10,000 users. The reality is just build and do it now. You just take the risk. You have nothing to lose. The worst is that people around you are going to be like, oh, this loser just keeps promoting this thing. But eventually, when you hit that 10,000 mark, when you hit that 100,000 mark, you're like, oh, maybe he wasn't so crazy. And remember, you can follow and unfollow people. It's fine. They might not like it, and you might lose a customer. You might gain like 50 other customers. So, just be careful with it. But I think it's never been so easy to use social media. Everyone here is social media savvy enough, or they've learned enough. If you don't, just use ChatGPT, learn how to do it, do something. But that's the reality. Just like you have to do everything now, and you have to build now. And so I wish you guys all the best of luck. And that's my entire talk. You can. I was forced to put a QR code on this, but you can find me on socials.
These are forced.
I was forced. But you can also check out Boycat and what we're doing online. Definitely check out the app. We're expanding really fast. Our product isn't perfect, but we build in public, we share what we're doing, and we're able to use your community support to make it even a better app. And we're not going to be the first, we're not going to be the last, but just keep building. That's all I can say.